Hi, Matt. Hope you're doing okay. How's the hip? How's the elbow? How is the collarbone? How are the ribs? How's the breathing? How's the peeing? Hope all is doable. I feature these glasses because I'm wearing a purple shirt and there's purple in them. So I thought that you'd want to know that. I'm also wearing these hoops because that's really how I roll. They're not big hoops, they're very thin. I know you like to cross enemy lines, we used to call it. You know what the girls are up to. I don't know why I like them, but I do. They're around. Um, okay, so I was thinking it would be really weird if one day I came on with some dour demeanor because, yeah, when I'm talking to you, it's all fun and games, but I have these moments. I had one on the phone today with Mr. Johnny. It was a IPP, impending poverty panic. I don't have an exact plan, but we got to keep our minds open. Otherwise, I'm going to end up in your garage. And that's freezing cold. And I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, so I'm trying to look at all the options. This is one expensive town to live in. So I got to talk to Mark and figure out, and maybe we can Airbnb the house. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws. I'm reinventing the wheel. I'm drowning in front of your eyes. So throw me a line. Okay, so I think what we're going to do today, if that's okay with the studio audience, is we're going to have a segment called Elephant in the Room. So just a couple of things that have been a brewing in the back of my mind. Is these little things. So if you have something that's an elephant in the room that's you've always thought was a little things that make you go remember Arsenio? Uh, Here we will share the screen, and we will review the things that make you go Oh no, will we share the screen? I'm screen sharing the wrong thing. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. All right. So okay. I'm watching Cobra Kai on Netflix because I no longer have the Avengers and the Marvel universe to rely on, like some people. So I, in desperation, I turned to this show, and it was very interesting to kind of get flung back into the time in which the original Karate Kid came out, and you kind of remember the songs and the mode, and it's kind of a whole deal. So, all right, what I want to point your attention to is this pose right here. So, am I alone? It is the lamest. Does that really look like he's going to get you? He even looks befuddled over here. And here, is he walking like an Egyptian? What's going on? Since when does this half-assed stance suggest you're going to get your ass kicked? I think not. And this, I mean, the eyeballs say it all. Okay, so that is elephant in the room number one, Karate Kid's preposterous pose. Elephant number two, that might shock you, this, the plank. Now, I think there's a way, oh, we don't want to spoil the next one. I think there's a way that your shoulders could look like this. Distracted, I got sidetracked. If you hit the gym pretty hard after your rehab. But here we go. The plank is pretty much pressuring everybody's shoulders. If you do it, precisely so, I suppose the abs are somewhere involved, but it's a lot easier to do, you know, crunches. That's what Arnold says, crunches. It seems like a real hard way to go. Notice the strain and the clavicular strain. I think I'm talking your language now. This is Dr. Griffin. Dr. Griffin at your service. So that's elephant number two. Elephant number three, Ted Lasso. I wish I liked tea more. This cup makes me think it's possible with its glass and its reflections of sunlight. A lemon would have done something there, but I want to like tea. I want to have the experience. I want to sit down. I want to have it be the thing that you do. When you watch films and they're in England or India or something, and they, a cup of tea, that's just the thing. And I wish I had a thing that was just the thing. So But I taste it and I go, Ted Lasso. I was like, no, this is bad. I feel a little like that. Unless you milked it up, I don't know. All right, so there's the 3 elephants in the room. Are you kidding me on this pose? And ouch, my shoulders. And how did you get Matt's arm on this photo? And I wish I liked a cup of tea. You and I will have a cup of tea one day, only we'll put it of something very delicious in the teapot, and it will be ice cream. Then I had this other just swift little thought across the mind, which was, we're doing the chore race, right? And efficiency. Well, because you know what? It makes it more interesting. It causes you to focus on what you're doing. Oh, and by the way, I have a mountain of essays and stuff I'm supposed to be reading. So I'm gearing up for that sort of, mat intensity, efficiency, speed. Why do I have to do things like in a flurry, in a rush, in a panic? I don't know. But it seems to be an operating system, as your people might put it, that I'm not going to say it works well. I'm going to say it's installed. Maybe we need to re-download me. I don't know, something. Okay, so there was one other thing. So we've got the elephants in the room, and that's about it. Oh, the thing about the ice cream, or I mean about the why are we doing these chores so fast? And then I thought, I'm pretty sure it's to get to the ice cream. How like you land at the end of the day and then you get like a treat. I think I have manipulated my own operating systems to be a little too treat sensitive. So, well, that blue bar that I had in purple wrapping, that was not really a treat. So maybe what I do is I deprive of the treat in order to partake of the treat. So maybe what we do is we have a cup of tea, then we get the ice cream later. I don't think that's really what the chore thing is all about. I think I've digressed. I've branched off. I didn't collaborate, but for some reason I wanted to say that. I'm collaborating with you now in a way, in a sense, because I'm tapping into your vibe, your essence, jumping on the bed kind of a deal. All right. Well, I'm still thinking about those Nigerians and the cows and the interwoven complexity of a culture in which the milk belongs to somebody and the cow belongs to somebody else. It's really a metaphor for our own lives. Our bodies belong to us, but our actions belong to others because they have reverberation and impact. And we know not the distance those reverberations will travel or in what direction. You know how someone will come to you years later and say, I remember when, like somebody will say, I remember we used to do chores and did them really fast. I also remember eating a watermelon and setting some kind of, what's wrong with us? I think we have an eating disorder in that we really like food. I mean, and you probably think, no, Liz has a weird relationship to food. Right back at you. I do. I really like it. Is that what this whole thing is about? Is that what life's about? Just having a lot of good food? To me, that seems absurd, but possibly the answer to the mystery of life. But then not everybody gets good food, so that can't be it. But it does seem to be quite the pastime, right? All right. So, okay, I'd like an elephant in the room from you. And I want to know what you think about panic attacks. Are they real? I think they're real. And my little IPP, impending property, my panic attack is based on a thing, based on a true, it's a figment at the moment I'm having it because you can't really be in the future, in the present. But I thought panic attacks were supposedly out of nowhere. There's not really an attack. It's just a gnawing, increasingly frightening sense of dread. All right, so I want to end on that high note, but I never end when I say I'm going to end. So I'd like a little bit of a report on the Avengers and anything else you'd like to tell me about in your healing process and the signals that are continuing or that you are managing. the signals from the body or any other rooms in the house you've been able to, crash into. So can you move around? Can you get to the kitchen? Do you need to have an attendant at all times? Do you need to keep your hands inside the cart? No pictures can be taken during the ride. Do you have a faulty car? Do you have a faulty cast? Do you have a faulty? I've got the faulty crutches. Somehow that isn't really the same. It's kind of mean. But we could have fun with it. And this whole thing of you falling, tumbling, getting massively injured, it's reminiscent of when you were in that spin class. Remember, you went yagada bugada bugada. Who knew it was real life foreshadowing? But you took that so well, and you seem to be taking this pretty well mentally. So if you'd like to have a panic attack, I invite you to share so that I won't feel so all alone. Anyway. All right. So, I have a mountain of work and I'm just doing this. It's really why I keep adding on, because the next step is student papers. Okay. Remember, elephant in the room. Let's get at it. Or you can object to my elephants. You can say, Ralph Macchio looks like he could kick my ass right now when I'm in a cast. No, seriously. Let's get to the Cobra Kai. I can't believe I'm watching it. I'm watching it, but then I have to alternate between something more nourishing. I'm afraid of documentaries. I think I made that clear. Unless you specifically say you got to see one, I'll do it. I'll do it amidst protest, but I will. I'll go in. Or maybe you think I should be watching Star Wars. I don't know. Documentaries. You see, I was so repulsed that I went, Star Wars, save me from documentaries where everything is real. All right, so this is a lot of nonsense. I can only apologize for myself and everything I do. Not really. All right, so take care. And what do you need from me? What can I do? And I love this feature of you when you go on a little trip. I'm never going to forget it. Like you go to a hotel or whatever. All right, you're like, okay, what do you need? And you would need like a Coke and a this and that. You were like wide open to however weird anybody was. Okay, I need a saxophone and some putty and a couple of fans. That'll do it for me, Matt. You'd be like, I'm on it. Such a nice trait. You have a very pleasant personality. All right, Matt, I hope you're okay. And I love you to bitsies. Let me know.